Peace and blessings, family. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Taye Speaks. We got a very, very special guest in the house. Very talented, very artistic, very beautiful, very creative. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's truly an honor. I truly appreciate you. For the viewers
Thank
who may
you.
not know, uh, let them know what's your name and definitely let them know where you're from.
Well, I can let them know my name. My name is Al Dreamer, but most people know me by Peaches or Miss Peaches. Um, and what else you said? Where I'm
Where you
from?
from?
I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But I am in Texas now. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay, that's real cool. Okay, so my first question is, how did you get started with music?
it's been my life since life. Um, of course, I started off in church. I was born and raised in church. My father was a preacher. Um, and I've been on pulpits and stages between school and church since maybe 5 or 6 years old. I began writing songs at the age of 8, and around the age of maybe 10 or so, 10 or 12, somewhere around there, up until my um, teenage years, I was in a group in church with actually two of my family members and a really close friend. And we used to travel like from church to church. We went on the Bobby Jones gospel show. Um, and I used to write songs for us as well back then. So it's music. Music is just a part of my life and my family, my immediate family, my father, my mother, my siblings. We all are kind of gifted in the music area. So
Wow, wow, that's definitely a
yeah,
blessing. Growing up, did you have any musical influences outside of your family, like favorite artists or?
of course, yes. Whitney Houston was number one. I was a fan of Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. I don't know if you all are familiar with CC Peniston, but I loved CC Peniston. Um, those were Vesta. Um, yeah, those were SWV and Escape, of course. Um, was like the favorites of groups, and also Mary J. Blige. Mary J. was my favorite, like in my high school year. So yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with most of them. You said C.C. Peniston?
CC Peniston, because I used to be in like performing arts classes and stuff like that. So whenever we would have to pantomime songs and stuff like that, it was always one of her songs. Yeah, she just kind of fell off eventually, but she was like back then, like she was dope. She was the it girl. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to Google. I'm gonna check her out. I'm gonna check her out.
Mhm. Yeah. You probably
Okay.
one of her popular songs was like "Keep on walking, I ain't talking to you anymore."
It
Over your
sounds
head,
familiar. You
okay.
still got it though. It still sounds
Over your
good.
head, okay. But yeah,
No, I'm a YouTuber though.
she was the bomb. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm glad you shared that with me because I always like finding new music, something different I
Mhm.
ain't heard before.
Right.
Okay, okay. So my next question is now how did you you like you said you started off doing gospel music and some R&B. Now how did you connect with No Limit and Master P by you being from a different city?
Um, being from a different city don't really matter because Baton Rouge and New Orleans just what 40 to 45 minutes away, and 9 times out of 10, like my dad, his mom, they grew up in Magnolia Projects, so it's in the 9 times out of 10 you got family in New Orleans in Baton Rouge, but the way that I met them, it was kind of like a double meet, a double meeting. If that makes any sense. The first time that it was me, my cousins, some friends, we all had went to a concert. We went to a Mia X concert, and Mia X, of course, she had bought like a lot of the rappers with her. At that time, I didn't really know who everybody was. I knew who Mia X was. I actually thought Steve Murder was Master P. Um, And she had like and Moby Dick, Mac, and a lot of the rappers had came with her. And so after the concert, when we were heading home, we noticed like some strange cars on the highway. That Baton Rouge is this small, so everybody know everybody, and we was like, who is that? So we automatically was like, wait, we think that's them. So we actually did the group thing and kind of followed them. So we followed them. And I don't think I knew at that time that they had a studio in Baton Rouge. But that's where we ended up following them at, and we didn't know that that's where we followed them at. And we, we sat in the car like it was a building, and we parked on the side of the building, and was just kind of looking, and like, some of the girls who I was with, they knew who everybody was, so they was kind of calling everybody out or whatever. And so finally, Mac and somebody else came to the car eventually, and we started. Of course, it was a car full of females, so we all talking, and now everybody coming to see like who they over there talking to or whatever. And then Moby Dick pulled up, and he pulled up in his car because he was leaving. And we went and talked to him, and we told him that we was a group, because at the time two of my cousins that we was in a church group with, we told him we was in a group or whatever, and we sing blah blah blah. So he was like, okay, cool. And I think he might have taken one of our numbers or something like that. And he did ask us like our age and stuff like that. And at that time, you had to be 18. I was the only one that was 18. And he was like to even get involved with them or whatever. So anyway, he took down our information, but we had never heard anything from him. Well, lo and behold, maybe a couple of months later, not even a good 2 or 3 months in between that time, I went to a talent show with another local rapper from Baton Rouge, out of town, and Moby Dick just so happened to be there. And I reminded him of meeting him. He was like, oh yeah, whatever. So he got my information again. Well, this time it was probably less than a week. He was calling me, telling me that they needed somebody to sing on a song. And he came and got me, and brought me to the studio. And I recorded, the first song I recorded was Life or Death, C Murder's Life or Death album, the Life or Death song. Yep.
Oh,
So
okay. Wow. I truly appreciate you sharing that.
it's
That's
a pretty
very
long story,
interesting.
huh?
No. That's real cool because I didn't know that. Life or Death.
Mhm.
That's a classic song. That's one of my favorite C Murder songs. You really killed it on that song.
Yep, that was my the very first song that I recorded with No Limit. Yeah.
Wow. And that album, what is it? Probably went double platinum. I know
Yeah.
it did real good. For you to be
Yeah.
just starting out, that's a blessing. That's truly a blessing.